Welcome to Programming Knowledge. In this tutorial we will continue with operators. So the next type of operators are called null aware operators. So for explaining this, I'll create a class num and it will have a variable, or you can also call data members num, and it will have a value of 10. We will learn about class in greater detail later in this course. Now after that, over here I'll create a variable n, and to initialize a class we just write num, that is the class name, followed by parentheses. This is also called constructor. Then after that we'll create an integer variable no, and now we will check if n is not equal to null. Null stands for empty reference. Then no is equal to n dot num. That means to get the data member num from the object n, where n is an object of class num, and then we will print n. So now you can see when I print n, it is showing instance of num, and if I print no, it should show 10. So you can see 10 is the output. Now suppose we have not initialized this, and then if we try running, then it will show null. That means that no value is stored in n. So now instead of if else we can use the null aware operator. So for that we will write no is equal to n question mark dot num and try running it. The output is again null, but over here we don't have to write the if else. What it basically does is it checks that n is null or not. If n is not null, then it extracts the value from data member num and stores it inside no. So now let's try see the difference by initializing n. Over here I'll write num. Now if I run this, the output should be 10. So you can see the output is 10. Now we will see another type of null aware operator. So now I'll change it back to null, and now along with this I'll add two question marks and give a 0, and now if I try running this, the output will be 0. This means that if n is null, then this will be the default value, and if I again write num, that means call the constructor and try running, then the value will be 10. And then the final type of null aware operator is this. It is written by two question marks and then an equal to. So for that I'll remove this class, I don't need it anymore. I'll create a integer variable no and not initialize it, and now over here I'll write print no double question mark equal to 100. What this basically does is, if no is null, then it will store 100 in it, and now let's try running this. So you can see 100 is stored in no. Now the last type of operators are ternary operator. So I'll create a main method, and I'll create an integer variable 5 and another integer variable 6. And now for the ternary operator, I'll create a boolean value bool ans is equal to no greater than no1. So this is the condition, and if the condition is true, we will set the value to true, else the value will be false. And now let's try printing the answer. Okay, sorry, the t will be small. So you can see the output is false, that means 5 is not greater than 6. This type of expression is called ternary operator, where 3 operators are used. Over here the operators are ans, no and n01. The functioning is, this is a condition, and if the condition is true, then this part is executed, else this part is executed. So this was about operators. After operators, now we will move to conditional statements. So in Dart there are two types of conditional statements. One is if else and the other one is switch case. So to study about if else, I will create an integer variable and store 100 in it, and I want to print even if the number is even, otherwise I want to print odd. So for that I can use an if else. So inside the if, I'll try to divide it by 2 and get the remainder, and if the remainder is 0, that means it is completely divided by 2, that means it is an even number, so I should print even, otherwise I should print odd. Odd should be inside quotes. And now if I run the program, the answer should be even. And now if I change it to 1001, the output will be odd. And now if I want to have more than one condition, then over here I can write else if. So for that I'll write else if no divided by 3 and the remainder is equal to 0, then I will print divisible by 3, else print odd. So now if I change the number to 99, which is divisible by 3, you will see the output is divisible by 3. So if I run it, the answer is divisible by 3. So this is how we use if else for checking some conditions. You can add as many else if blocks you want, but if and else block can only be used once. After if else we have switch case. So in switch case we use the keyword switch, and then we need to pass a number or character that will be checked. So I will be using number in this case, and then we will check the case. If case 0, that means if no is equal to 0, then I want to print 0. 0 should be inside quotes, followed by a break. Break brings the control outside of the switch case. Now after that I will check for another case, case 100, that then print 100, and then again a break, and then finally we can have default, and there we can print not 0, not 100, and we don't need to give a break because we are as it is at the end of the switch case. So now let's try running this program. As the number is 99, the default case should be executed. So if I run this, the output is not 0, not 100. And now if I change it to 100, the output should be 100. And if I change it to 0, the output is 0. So this is how we use conditional statements in Dart. I hope everything was clear. Thank you.